Hello and welcome to the video. My name's Gordon of G17 Collectibles, and in this hopefully short video just want to take you through the new display cabinets, the IKEA Blaliden. Now I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it for the rest of this video. So the IKEA Blaliden cabinets are IKEA's replacement for what was the Detolf. And these ones are, slightly smaller in pretty much every dimension. Now, as a 1/6 scale and movie memorabilia collector, I'm using these for a specific purpose. A quick shout out to subscribers. Hi, sorry there's not been so many videos in the last 6 to 9 months, but I have been moving house and I'm literally just setting the collection back up in the new house. So collection tour video on the way very shortly. So the IKEA Blaliden, I was sceptical at first as to whether the collection of 1/6 scale figures, which range from 30 to 40 centimetres, would actually fit in. And having several collections, rooms and displays over the last 20 years, I've used Detolfs, I've used other open shelving. Space is always at a premium for these things, and the concern was, would some of the taller figures and collectibles fit in? I'm pleased to report back that the answer is yes. A lot of the taller figures do actually fit in these individual shelf spaces. And what I found out was, and I'll run through this and let you know, is there is some difference in sizing with each one of the individual sections from top to bottom. Now the actual build of the cabinets, these ones have a metal frame. So they have metal framed corners as well as a metal framed top and bottom. And these complement the cabinets I already had, which was the IKEA Rudsta, which is the shorter cabinets you can see here on the left. With being black and made of metal, they do go very well. And each one of these cabinets at the moment in the UK are retailing for about £80 a piece. And I think that's pretty good value for money, to be honest with you, given what I found out and given the options, etc. that I've put inside with the lighting. £80 for a display cabinet, it does make a giant difference to my own collection, given the appropriate behind glass spaces for these figures. So there's a kind of dust-free environment. And with the lighting, it just works out perfectly. So what I've done for this particular display is I've used risers. These cupboards underneath are called the IKEA Kallax units, and I have 3 of those in the black brown finish. I then have 6 of the Blaliden glass display cabinets on top, and then I've been able to then squeeze in some Star Wars helmets on stands, and you can see they are very, very close to the ceiling. This is a brand new modern house, so I don't know what the measurement is between floor and ceiling, but it's pretty UK standard. If you're interested in what that actual height is, I can put that in the comments. Just please do ask me a question. So the cabinets themselves, as I said, pretty good construction. They're pretty solid. They are a bit fiddly when it comes to putting them together because there is some screws for the base and the top, as well as the shelf supports also need screwed in, and the glass shelves literally sit on top of those brackets. A couple of things that I wasn't aware of from the IKEA website or even being in store. It does look as if each one of these sections is the same size. That is incorrect. And I'm just going to show you some quick measurements. My concern was that some of the taller figures, which do go up to 37, 38 centimetres, would not fit into this cabinet, which is why I had some reservations in using them, because a lot of these figures are quite tall. What I found was, and you can see at the top here, I have quite a tall figure, Darth Vader, is at the top shelf is slightly, and height-wise, larger than the middle 2 sections. So if I just show you that measurement, you do gain a little bit of extra space just from the top of the cabinet, and you can see that measurement to the bottom of the glass shelf is just a couple of millimeters below 38 centimeters. And if we go to the next cabinet down, and I can get that measuring tape on there, you can see that from top of the glass shelf to the bottom of the next glass shelf is almost spot on 36 centimeters. This one is exactly the same, with a measurement of 36, probably a millimetre short of 36 centimetres, but surprisingly, and probably the biggest revelation here is that the bottom shelf, this height is the largest, with a couple of millimetres short of 38 centimetres. And that's really good because it allows you to get taller figures or taller collectibles into the top and bottom shelves. The largest one that I had, and I really didn't think I was going to get it in, was the Batman Armory. And if I just come down here and show you that Batman Armory, we are literally about a millimetre or 2 millimetres away from that shelf. So the good news is it does actually fit. But taller figures such as Pennywise, with that base, you are going to have to compromise your pose to get him in. You know, you do have limitations with some of these figures because some of them can be really, really tall. Now width-wise, most shelving will take 2 standard figures. So you can see like Harley Quinn and Deadshot, not Harley Shot. You know, them 2 bases there do take up pretty much the whole shelf. You do have a few centimetres to play with. So spacing wise, you can get a wee gap between them. However, something like, you know, your base for Neo, you're only going to get 1 figure if you use that base. So you have to plan carefully and maybe use alternate bases, etc, etc, if you want to get more figures into your display. Now, as you can see by my display, a lot of the figures are either singles or doubles. So something like Jack Sparrow, you know, you're only realistically going to get 1 figure in that display space. Other figures such as maybe your Ahsoka and Mandalorian, again, yeah, you're going to get 2 side by side. But I have in some cases managed to get 3 figures in. I think it all depends on the figure and what you're trying to do. But yeah, you can see here I've got 3 Luke Skywalker figures. I've got the DX07 at the front and Return of the Jedi Luke at the back. And if you look at something like Star Wars Troopers and open up this cabinet, then yeah, you can get 3 figures in. And you know, you can see there, I'm not really blocking the Death Trooper out. It's you do have the space to put 3 figures in if you need to. The only downside is you're not going to get much of a riser below that one because it is already quite tall. So you maybe have about 3 centimetres, 4 centimetres to play with. Yeah, 3 centimetres I would say. So getting them up and risers is going to be difficult, but yeah, you still can get 3 on that shelf. The doors are magnetic, so they have little magnets. So when you close the door, it does close magnetically. There is still a gap. So if I show you here, you still get a gap presenting round the cabinet. So dust can ingress. If you wanted to, you could put some dust protection, some draft excluding material round that gap, and it would be hidden behind the width of the door frame, which would be good. So I may do that myself at some point, but right now I'm still setting the room up. The last thing for to go through is lighting. Now I already had a lot of previous IKEA dioders, which IKEA no longer make, and I've just repurposed them in these cabinets. Now, the cabinets do come with a hole up the top for you to run a cable through, and you can then drop your cable in round and down. The one problem with that is though most cabling is white, and how do you attach that to the cabinet? It's very difficult. There's no channels, there's no cable management in the cabinets at all, so you do have to be a wee bit inventive. Now my solution for this is I have And the Kallax, one of the reasons why I have these is so that I can have all my cables and plugs down in one of these cupboards. And I literally run the cable and wiring from the bottom. My solution here was to run, if you can just about see that at the back there, all the cables come up and go below the cabinet floor. I've then drilled a hole in the bottom left-hand corner, and there is enough space beneath the bottom shelf to run your cabling below here. I then ran the cabling then up and put my own cable management in that corner to then put the wires across to each one of these light bars. Now what I've used here is these things here. They're A4 spine bars, and the A4 spine bars, I'm using the 12mm ones. They come in boxes of 25 for about maybe just about £10. And this is what a spine bar looks like. It's literally a black plastic triangular section with a nice little channel cut out of it. And these fit beautifully into the corner of here. So obviously I can't get that one in because I've already got one. But you can see here there's a spine bar which I've double-sided taped in, and a full spine bar almost goes all the way to the bottom, so you just cut a little bit to go down here, and then you can simply run your cabling through them spine bars up to your individual lights. And the individual light bars that I have here, I've literally just covered in black double-sided tape, folded that over the light bar, and then stuck them to the edge of the shelf, and then put a little bit of black tape around the plug. And I think what that allows me to achieve is quite a nice tidy display with the lights, because the black double-sided tape kind of matches in with the black frame of the cabinet. So there you are. Would I recommend them? Yeah, I think, you know, for certainly my purposes for 1/6 scale figures, it does tick the boxes. It looks really, really nice in the room. I've managed to get pretty much every figure, height-wise and width-wise and stand-wise, into these cabinets. With the addition of the Kallax down below, it allows me to have a good visual view of the bottom and top spaces, and I've still got some space up the top for some helmets. And as I mentioned before, they do complement the Roodsta cabinets as well. So yeah, I would say from a 1/6 scale figure collection or other types of collections, because I reckon you could get some helmets in there, no problem at all, that these are definitely worth looking into and potentially investing within. So hopefully that's been helpful, a bit informative for you. For people that follow me on YouTube, I will be doing a collection tour of the new setup very soon. If you're interested in seeing that and you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be posting that up in the next week or two. So yeah, thanks for joining us, thanks for checking it out, and until the next time, take care, bye.